let's talk about the Discayas. Let's talk about the flood control
Sure.
controversy, basically. So earlier today, the Ombudsman already announced that it's unlikely that the Discayas will still be considered as state witnesses, and now they could be considered hostile witnesses. What does that mean?
So first, we want to make it clear that we cannot speak for the Ombudsman or anyone from the Office of the Ombudsman. That's their prerogative. That's their mandate. The mandate being that they can assess witnesses within their own power and competence under RA 6770. That's the Ombudsman Act. Now, we are independent. The DOJ is independent of the Ombudsman, meaning we have our own assessment of any would-be applicants for state witness, any covered witnesses. So when Assistant Ombudsman Miko Clavano says that the Discayas can no longer be considered covered witnesses, that they're rendered hostile, that's within their own prerogative, right? That's not to say that we do not adopt the same view, okay? Because currently, while there is a categorical pronouncement that the Discayas are no longer applying for state witnesses or are no longer being considered, we are still carefully evaluating their testimony, the contents and the substance of their testimonies, seeing if there's merit to it, seeing if there's necessity for them or for us to adopt their testimonies and for them to be adopted as state witnesses.
But how does that work? Because they already said to the ICI that we're not, gonna cooperate with you anymore. Are they still in contact with the DOJ, or at least their attorneys? Are they still willing to cooperate with the DOJ?
So now, again, as I said earlier, there's no categorical pronouncement yet. No categorical statement from them. They're not going to be cooperating. But that's their choice. Whether or not they want to be state witnesses or they want to pursue their application, we're of the position that it does not really matter whether you want or not. Because it's you as applicants who are applying, right? It's as simple as when you apply for a job or for work. You have to fulfill certain conditions in the application or in the agreement with the office. And if you're not willing to cooperate, that's your prerogative. We're not going to force you. We're not going to stop you. But if you don't comply, you don't adhere to what we impose or we prescribe, then we cannot give you necessarily what it is you're applying for.
But they have said that they're not cooperating anymore through their lawyer. There has been a categorical statement to that fact.
Okay, let me clarify. That statement was made with respect to the ICI, which is independent of the DOJ.
You're saying they might potentially cooperate with DOJ and not ICI? Is that the signals that they're sending right now?
That is correct, right. So if they said that to the ICI, we, on our part at least, have not heard any pronouncement from them yet. So it would be inaccurate to say that on our part, that they have ceased cooperating with the DOJ, at least for now.
So the DOJ is still talking to the Discayas?
Yes.
Or the lines
Okay.
or is it an
All right,
ongoing
so-
thing?
Yeah.
Because I know they have been to your office. It was very much covered by the media. Have they been back since?
No,
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so you're still talking to them, and what I picked up from your last two answers is that you're taking a different stance from the Ombudsman at this point. So Ombudsman Remulla has already said, no, in my book, that they don't qualify as state witnesses. Are we then now at a place where the DOJ under a new secretary might take a different tack?
Okay, so all I'm saying is that there has been no pronouncement yet. We're not saying we're considering them already as state witnesses. Neither are we saying that they are no longer being, or their applications or testimonies are no longer being evaluated. What we're saying is that it's not as definite or definitive with respect to our department.
Long story short, in layman's term, your door is still open. Your communication lines are still open, at least with the DOJ and between the Discayas and their attorneys.
Insofar as they're willing to cooperate with us.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because they've never made any statement to us.
To DOJ.
To DOJ,
Okay.
just to be clear.
Okay.
I
It's
think they
different
should make
to
it
the
official.
ICI.
Yeah, it's only been a few weeks since Boying Remulla crossed over to Ombudsman.
Yeah,
2, 3 weeks. What's changed in that time? Why am I now sensing a different tactic here, a different shift in tone?
No, I don't think there's any shift in tone. No.
You already said that you're not necessarily taking the stance of former DOJ Secretary Remulla. So if the new DOJ under a new secretary will take a different direction, what changed in between?
The ombudsman statements, now ombudsman statements, pertain to his office alone.
Yeah.
So whatever statements he had made before are transferred, they're transmuted to his office only, to solely. We're committed to pursuing justice here, and if the Discayas or any other state witness are still willing to cooperate, our doors are still open, very
Yeah.
much open.
I think unless they make this whole pronouncement that they're not willing to cooperate until it's official, then your doors are still open, right?
Yes, yes,
That's
of
it for
course.
the Justice Department.
But
But,
it-
yeah.
Yeah, I would just like to make it clear. It's their prerogative.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not going to force them, but if they don't want to, it does not matter. It really does not.
Okay.
So
But-
the new Justice Secretary basically has not made up his mind as far as the Discaya couple is concerned.
Yes.
Is what
yes.
you're saying.
That's right.
Okay, but in general, right, with how the investigation has been going, and we all know that the DOJ is closely working with the ICI because they kind of get their teeth from you or they borrow your teeth sometimes, right, if we want to put it that way. When it comes to the Discayas, what does the DOJ stand? Do you think that there's still a possibility, for example, they're willing, they don't close that door, are they still eligible to be state witnesses, broadly speaking?
Right now, they are. It's still open. And even if the case does go to court, the door will still be open then, because you could always file a motion to discharge witness with the courts. Right. So right now, again, it's two different phases. So you have an application for state witness, which could be pending, while the case, an ongoing case, is still as well pending, or before the case, as what's happening now.